Johanna Haage. I was born in Hanover, Germany in 1863. I came to America at the age of 21 with 3 sisters and 1 brother. We kind of settled down in Plymouth County. Amara seemed like to be the town that we liked to go to, and at first when we got there we stayed in the hotel, but soon we moved out to the country to Grant Township. Anyway, I met a gentleman while we were in Grant Township there by the name of Fred Marienau. He was a handsome fellow, and I really liked him, and he did ask me for my hand. I was so excited. Yes, I accepted, and we were married then in 1885. 2 years later, he had found work here in the town of Ireton as a clerk in one of the stores. I think it was a Zimmerman store. Anyway, he was there for 1 year and then decided to have one of his own. He had this in 1887. Anyway, he had this store for many years, something like 40-some years. Anyway, he did very well. He set up this farmers' exchange in which the farmers would bring in some of their produce, like the eggs, the milk, chickens, or vegetables, fruit, whatever they had, in exchange for things in the store, such as tea, coffee, sugar. Okay, that's Grandpa. He also had quite a good business. At Christmas time, he would hand out plates for his people, that they were a good customer. And also his stores would come in boxes, wooden boxes. He also ordered, when the train was in town, he ordered, it has been told to me, a carload of poultry. That's kind of hard to believe, but that's what it's been telling. Anyway, and also he went to Omaha for some supplies. That must have took forever to get down there and back. Okay, that's Grandpa's story. Grandma loved to play cards. She had 2 German friends, a Mrs. Bennett and a Mrs. Brox. And they would play their cards, and they played flinch. That was a card game they thought was the only thing. And of course, they always had to have tea with their card game. And of course, Grandma said, only green tea. That was the only tea. There was green tea. They were all excited about the church that was going to be built. They were having their services in their homes, and Grandma was really excited about this, starting this St. Paul's Lutheran Church. And she could become a Ladies' Aid member. Oh, she thought that would be a great thing. Also, their children, they had 5, Ben, John, William, Zana, and Fred Jr. Bill and Fred were great band players. They had instruments and really played quite well, I guess, in the band. And of course, Zana, she was our basketball player. She really had fun doing that. Then for supper, Grandpa loved Grandma's hot potato salad. So what Grandma would do, she would slice up the potatoes that Grandpa grew in his potato patch. He had a huge potato patch just north of the house. Grandpa and Grandma's house was just north of Priscilla Lockhorse, if anybody of you are familiar with the town now. Anyway, he had this huge potato patch, and when it was in bloom, those white flowers, it was gorgeous. I can really see that. Anyway, so he had this potato, so Grandma had to fix him hot potato salad. So she would dice her potatoes in the bowl and put a little onion in. Then, for her syrup, what she would put on would be a little lard, and always use the frying pan to heat this. A little bit of lard, a cup of water, half a cup of vinegar. You had to heat that, but don't get it to real hot to boil. That was no good. It just had to be just right. That was Grandpa's supper. Also, Grandma said one day she loved to fish. Grandpa, I think tomorrow afternoon we should ask Bill to take us out to the 6 Mile Creek to go fishing. Grandma loved to fish. And we could take Ruth along. Oh, that would be wonderful. So we went out to the 6 Mile Creek and sat under the bridge and fished. Got some fish, but what did Ruth get? She got a mud turtle. Anyway, that's pretty much the story of my grandpa and grandma. Fond memories of Ireton.